Okay, so hello everybody, welcome back. Please watch the first part of this video because otherwise this might not make sense. And anyway, so this is my water tank. Other reasons why you may have issues with your water pump is when you have connected it to the water tank and the water tank does not have water in it. So what happens is that the water pump will pull air rather than water. And then the pump will continue to work, and if you don't stop it yourself manually, then that's the water pump per se, that motor, that engine thing will overheat. At that point you will probably smell plastics and then burning, and then it will have huge issues. Now this thing can actually create sparkles, like electricity spikes like the bright thing, and they will be very likely all the way from this thing up to that thing, and you will not be able to see the sparkles if it is day. This happened to us, and it happened to a lot of people, and that is why people don't realize that the water pump might actually blow up. And that is why you also need a secondary source for the power so that you can cut it. And if that happens, or you are smelling something weird, just cut the power. No, don't go and check, because we almost got, my neighbor, he almost died on this thing, because he told me to turn it on from my house, and that thing actually started sparkling all over. So thank God that I was in the same place, meaning I was there. So as soon as I heard him cut it out, I cut it. And so you need two people. That's why you need a technician, and that's why I told you to be very, very, very careful. Now, things that you are supposed to know. If that thing is pulling air rather than water, and it will not stop working. And then that's also why you need to have that pressure valve over there working. See, mine was at 40. If it is at 40, it will turn off. And if it is at 30, it will turn on. Therefore, it will turn off and on, off and on, off and on, as needed. This thing is not supposed to be working 24 hours. If it is working 24 hours, you may have a problem, because this thing will overheat. And not only that, but the water source, as in either the water tank or the water pipe, must have a continuous supply of water. And remember, you're working with water and electricity at the same time. So I have to reset this bomb, as in my mom does it, almost like every time that we turn it off. 6 hours later we have to reset it. Sometimes it will not need resetting, but most of the times it does need the resetting, because like I told you, the valve check that it is over there, it is damaged. And so we haven't been able to buy the water, the check valve. The check valve, you must buy it from high quality. Do not buy the cheap one, the one that will break, because that one happened to us twice, and it will break within less than 6 months or something like this. So if you're going to be like a temporary solution, yes, but no, because otherwise and buying the one that is high quality and it's very expensive, and we don't have the money to buy that thing yet. And you will also need the technician. And so you need to get the two things. Also, because mine is already inside that thing, and inside the water tank, I have the water pipes that are attached inside the wall. See, we have a lot of things that are outside the wall, and we have a lot of things that are inside the wall. And so I will need cement and other construction materials and things like this. So how often do you need to do this whole thing? It will depend. Did you get check valves and things like this that are very high quality? Serious to God, I swear to God, if you ask me and if you ask anyone who is into these situations, buy German brands of these things. Oh God, the ones that have German parts like that one or that one or that one or even this one. The ones that have it German, you don't have to worry about that for at least a decade. So seriously, get it German. The problems, you're not getting it German. Why not? Oh God, finding the German spare part is going to be a nightmare because the companies will not make it anymore or stuff like this. But if you have a spare part that is made from Germany, that thing is like, it could survive a bomb for all I know. And so seriously, get the German parts. It's going to be expensive, but you don't have to worry about it for at least a decade. No. And but if you have another brand like maybe US or something, it will be very good. It will be very sturdy, and it will last at least 5 to 10 years. And in our experience, and I do mean like all of my neighbors, because most of the people that I know will have these systems either in their buildings or in their apartments. Because by the way, people are installing these things in their apartments, and it's going to be a thing. Because then you need the water tank in their apartment, and the water tank looks something like that, even though this is part of the system. And so it's a thing. And so when you have this into your apartment, you can understand that this is going to probably piss your neighbors beyond understanding, because you will get all of the water from the building rather than letting them get water, because all of the water will be sucked through you, not through the pipe that is general for everybody. So it's going to create a thing, like a phenomenon, when you have these installing into buildings. But anyway, when you have it in houses and things like that, that is the whole thing. And when you buy it in other brands, like Chinese and others, you have issues because sometimes they are one tiny fraction smaller or bigger, and then it won't match. When you don't match it, you have to have the Teflon thing. Teflon, seriously, if you have a house or an apartment and you don't have Teflon on you, it's like, what are you going to do to fix anything? And I do mean anything related to water. Teflon is your best ally to solve problems like that. This is Teflon. That is Teflon. That is Teflon. And I'm sure that I have more, way more. And the reason being, well, you have parts that are German, parts that are from US, parts that are from China, parts that are from what other, and what not whatsoever. And so the standards are tiny, tiny, tiny. And if you don't fix a tiny thing, then you will have drops all over. And when you have drops of water all over, you will make the whole system dangerous and unstable, because if you have a drop of water, you have electricity, you have issues, and then it will be like a leak. If you have a leak, then you have air, and then you have air where you're supposed to get water, and it's a mess. So, Teflon. Teflon will be your best friend. I suggest, oh, by the way, Teflon doesn't expire. We have had Teflon that have, we bought it about 3 years ago, and it's still as good as new. However, if it is going to be in a place like a summer place, which is very, very, very hot, that's plastic, so of course it will probably melt. So you want to store it properly, okay? Also, that thing will probably help you out when you have frozen things. I'm not sure, but if it is plastic, it will probably help you out to isolate certain areas. Insulation or isolation? God, I don't know, but it will help you out. And anyway, so besides that, once the water pump starts working, make sure that you have a second person running to your house and making sure that everything is turned off, because otherwise you will have floods all over. Let's say that you left your sink open, and now you did this and you forgot, and now your bathroom is flooded. And the worst part is that you already spent the water from here. So this system, you want to have it automized, and that thing in there has like a lever that will allow the water pump to be stopped immediately when it reaches the 1/3. You can graduate it to half or maybe less. A lot of people don't have that. When you don't have that one, the water pump will suffer because it will be turned off and things like this. So that system that we have over there is extremely important that you get it, because it is a protecting thing. Because if you're not home and the water pump is on and then there is no water, you will find that one overheated or something like this, and for all I know, it will blow up. Why does it blow up? It will blow up because that thing is hot. And what happens when you are trying to fix it and then all of a sudden you get water in it? It's like, it's hot, and now there is cool water. Boom. The difference in temperature. That's the whole thing. The pressure, especially when it's small. See, if you have oil, you're frying something, and then you put 2 drops of water, you will have like a volcano. However, if you were to pour down the entire pipe and continuously put the whole water thing in it, then even if the pressure and even if the whole thing is a mess, the water, because it continues to go, it's kind of like a fight in which you go. You're winning. And so the same thing happens here. So if you put a lot of water to continuously, then you might be able to cool it off. But if not, then boom, because the heat will win. So that one is also one of those tricks that you have to understand about physics. But then again, don't do anything without checking with a technician. Don't do anything alone. That's why my mom always does this one, and I always go upstairs because I can run faster throughout the entire house, looking for anything that might have been opened by accident by my daughter, by anyone. And also because if there is any kind of problems, I can tell my mom, and I can also run and cut the power in case that there is something wrong in here. So always work in teams, always work safely, and make sure that you get the system properly checked for emergencies. As in, you have that thing that will turn it off in case that there is no more water. Make sure that you understand how to cut the power. Make sure that everyone in your house understands how the hell to cut the power. Because if you're in trouble and then your daughter or your kid doesn't know how to turn off the power, in case that you're here like being electrocuted, you have an issue. So you gotta make sure that everybody understands this. That's why I put this one here. It says about the water pump, sobre la bomba. And then I have all of the conditioning and all of the things that come with this thing. When we bought this system, I took a photocopy and then I placed it in here just in case. Because this one is the one that has all of the technical parts, like how many kilobytes does this thing work on? Because there is an issue. That thing can be 220 or it can also be 110, and it can also be dual. If it is dual, yeah, like I said, it's not as easy as you are thinking. So make sure that you understand the parts. I mean, I was even thinking about finding out the name of these pieces and putting the name in here, and then putting contact paper on top of it, just in case. Because if somebody says, "Oh, that thing is a pressure thing," then I know this is a pressure thing. But that thing is the other one, then I know this is the other one. It's a gray thing. Yeah, I know what is a gray thing. So I was even thinking about doing that. And the reason is that I have told you before, you might know But the person that is behind you, as in your daughter, your teen, your husband, whoever, they don't know. I also put in here this one. If you turn it that way, it's going to be locked. If you turn it this way, it's going to be open. So I put it like that. And I put it like this in almost all of these things that you can think about. And I put the same thing here, see? So I know that this one that has the Teflon on it goes like that. However, because this one goes open and this one goes locked, I also know that this one is the same as this one. See? So if I go like that, I will close it. And if I go like this, I will open it. And this is because I have this. A lot of people don't know. This is why if you have this type of thing, it's difficult to understand whether it is open or closed. That's why you seriously want to have all of them like this, because they are the better. They are the easy one. However, each system will have like an issue, so depending upon what you want to do. But seriously, just try to understand that this is like a thing. So I know that this one is already open, see? Because it is going in the same direction. If it is going in the same direction, then it's like, yeah, it's flowing. But if it is horizontal, then I know it's not flowing. And so you want to understand that one. You want to teach your kids about these things. And you want to teach your kids not to mess around with these things unless they know what they are doing, and never do it alone, and never do it unsupervised, and never do it without the proper instructions, and never do it unless you understand the risk and unless you are wearing proper things. I'm wearing the things that are plastic. My mom told me to always wear these things when I'm handling that. Yes, because I'm always wearing shoes. And she said, no shoes, put the plastic thing on. Yeah, that's the plastic thing on. And anyway, also I have this, which is heavy. And the reason why I have this, which is heavy, on top of this, is because when you are dealing with kids, you know, my daughter is on vacation time, and this thing is metal, so it's very, very, very heavy. But if you are working in here, and that thing accidentally, let's say that you have the technician working here, and for whatever reason the technician goes to the bathroom or whatever, and he leaves this thing off, like that, somebody can fall into this thing. And I have had a lot of people telling me that kids die from this thing, especially kids who are 2 and 3 years old. I have known people that have had these type of accidents with their kids, and seriously, I mean, that thing is 10 feet down into the earth. So having a kid in there where it is dark and all of these things is just not one of those things that you want to do. That's why we put this one. This is a reminder that you cannot leave this thing unattended unless, you know, if my daughter is in classes, and I know she's in classes, so I don't have this, but since she's on vacation, I left that on purpose in there. And you can do whatever you want. I mean, there are people that will buy a security thing from here to here, and they will put a padlock here so that nobody can access this thing. But the problem is that if you have an emergency and then you have to open that thing to get water or whatever, and then you can't open the padlock, you might be in trouble. So everything that you do, like I said, it will have good news, bad news, or it will work in certain circumstances and not all circumstances. So if you have kids, pets, and other things that can fall into this thing, you know, I have pets and I have kids. And also if you have somebody who is elderly and they happen to be here for whatever reason with the technician or stuff like this, and they feel dizzy, that's going to be a problem. So, like I said, not all the time everything is easy. When you're dealing with other people, and when you're dealing with your own limitations, and when you're dealing with your lack of knowledge, or you're dealing with your lack of strength or other stuff, then you gotta understand, okay, I can't do it. So understand how to fix things fast and easy. However, understand the consequences and the risk and try to make it better. I mean, we have to do a lot of maintenance here with this thing because it is metal, but this one will work for a long time. Because the part that this one is because of the rain. However, By the way, I haven't replaced this metal thing for nearly 20 years. So for 20 years, this thing is okay. In the inside, which is the part that I care about, that one, the one that is below, if you were to flip this the other way, that one is perfect condition. And so that one is the one that I care about. This one I don't care so much, mostly because nobody is touching this thing. But if I had, like I said, the kids and the pets and everybody going here and coming here, then you will need to fix this thing extremely fast, and you cannot let it be like this. And so you will need to probably repaint it or do something about it later. But it's one of those things that will require somebody that knows what they are doing. And you might need to even replace the whole thing, and you might not be able to find somebody that will do these things, because these things are made, custom made. These kind of things are always custom made. You don't find them standard in the store. So whenever you don't find anything standard in the store, that means that you need a technician. You need somebody that knows what they're doing. So recently we bought a lot of anti-rust kind of paint and all of these things. And now that we are on vacation and my aunt is not here with us, and we can do a lot of things, we are thinking about redoing the whole thing. That is in the third. We are going through a list right now, 3 things, or actually 5 things that we wanted to do during the vacation time, in which my mom and I are taking care of the house. So this one is number 3. We are taking care of number 2 right now. So we are fine. You want to do by list, and because it's going to be expensive and it is going to take time, and it's also going to take dedication and patience and all these things, and if something goes wrong, you need an emergency budget. Because let's say that you're repainting this thing and then the thing breaks. Yeah, if that thing breaks, it's going to cost me $400 to try to repair it, and I don't have $400 for an emergency fund. So, it's kind of like, okay, since I don't want it to be $400 because I can't afford an emergency, then I gotta do it very gentle and slowly and patient so that it will not break. It's kind of like one of those things. So whenever you don't have an emergency budget, because, that is the reason why most people won't even remodel things that they are meant to remodel in their house. Because they go, if I touch that part, yeah, it's going to blow up the pipe and things like this, so I need $2,000 to repair the whole thing, because it will have some sort of hidden damage. It will have some sort of hidden thing. Yeah, that's why people don't take care of their houses, because every time that you have something like this, you will have a hidden issue. And when you have a hidden issue, your budget will go down the drain. And it's going to be one of those things. However, if you do it gentle and you do it with somebody that knows what they're doing, like my mom, she lived in a farm, and therefore she understands a lot of these things, and she's trying to teach me. Although I have to confess that I'm an idiot when it comes to handling these things. It's not my strength to try to be a lot of handwork. I'm not the best, but I'm very patient. So I'm using my patience to overcome my flaws, and I will do that. So you gotta understand that if you're a person that is not patient, yeah, you might not be the best when it comes to doing something like this, because if you find a hidden problem and you accidentally stepped in it, yeah, now you overstepped into the thing. So you need, like I said, it's not you being perfect, is just you acknowledging what you're good at and what you are not, and then complementing with what you are good at. Meaning, do your best with what you actually are and what you actually can do. And stop beating yourself up because you can't fix this or whatever. Make it slow, especially if you're in an old house.